to your Hometown News. I'm April Frelke with my co-host, Nick Kaufman, and a very special guest, the winner of the Republican primary, Derrick Van Orden. Welcome, Derrick. Congratulations on your big win.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah, welcome. It's good to see you here.
It's great
It's good to see you here live, because I think the last time, we Skyped, or we tried to Skype or something like that?
We did.
So he's a real person, folks, right here, sitting there.
There
Good.
you go. Yeah, it's
Excellent.
wonderful to be in studio with you guys. Thank you.
We're going to have a little time together later, huh?
You bet.
Okay, that's good. I'm looking forward to it.
So am I.
I haven't harassed anybody all day yet.
Well, it's
right,
early
Nick.
still.
And I know.
Well, the Connect 24 is brought to you by Oakdale Credit Union, Moulter's Fresh Market in Tomah, Hardware Hank in New Lisbon, and Easier Living Consultants in Camp Douglas. Well, Nick, I have a quick question for you. What would you do with an extra $50?
Oh, here it comes. This is a setup of some sort.
It's a setup.
Okay, but hey, you know, since today is my anniversary, okay?
Yes,
so
for your anniversary,
I would use that
congratulations.
$50 for something for my wife, other than my normal cuteness, okay? Right, throw
Not
that
a
50.
tie. You're going to get you no.
No,
All right.
not at all. No.
Oh.
Hey, this was the outfit I got married in.
I remember that.
There,
Yeah.
there you go.
Yes.
Very good. So what's with the question?
The question. The Mauston Complete Count Committee, with a grant from the National League of Cities, is giving you a chance to win $50 Quick Trip card just for completing the census. Simply go to Juneau County Counts Contest on the City of Mauston website at www.mauston.com/consensus2020, Census 2020, which is located under the 2020 Census tab. Complete your census, then copy the confirmation number on the confirmation page to paste to the entry form to enter. It's that easy. Drawing will be September 25th at 4 p.m. They will be giving away 2 Quick Trip cards. So a lot of details in that.
Another straightforward deal. Well, I went on the site. I have one thing to tell you, folks, is that when you get to that confirmation number, write it down. Don't trust the cut and paste thing. Write it down, and then you go back to your census and do it. So that's my only little tip. We actually do check these things out.
Good job, Nick. Good job researching.
I try, you know, what are we going to do? Hey, we have the winner of the Wisconsin's 3rd Congressional District Republican primary, Derrick Van Orden, with us in person right now. So, hi.
Hey, how are
again,
you?
we just said hi to you a moment ago.
Yeah.
You know, I guess one of the questions really, and it's kind of a boring question in a way, but it comes down to votes.
You bet.
Okay, and so there seemed to be a discrepancy, or I should say, there's a reach there for you to get enough votes to bypass what you got in the primary against your opponent. Am I saying that correctly?
You are, and
how are you going to do it?
Well, the Republican Party in the 3rd District is united now. Absolutely. So that is fantastic. And the primary elections are generally very different than the general election themselves. So President Trump is going to be up ballot on this one. He was not on this. So he wasn't on our primary. So,
that's right.
I mean, he was, but everyone knew he was going to get the nomination anyway. So it was really kind of a non-issue. So we're anticipating historic levels of voter turnout, and that's what we're going to do.
So this is the shirt tail thing, coat tail, what do they call it, the coat tail thing?
You could say that. I mean, I am my own man, but I support the president. Absolutely. I think he's doing a fantastic job. The Trump administration brought more jobs in to the United States than, geez, just about anywhere. We had the strongest economy in our nation's history, the lowest unemployment rate across all demographics, and that's due to President Trump. So, of course, I support him.
Let's get into, you said you're one person. Let's talk about your person. What's your platform, Derrick? What are some things our constituents would need to know about you and what you would represent for them?
Well, what I'm going to represent for them is them. I will show up every day to work for the people in the 3rd District. I wrote a platform. It's very simple. It's from the Declaration of Independence. It's life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And underneath those wonderful concepts are nested everything we're going to do. So what we have to do right now is get back to the life that we had before. How do we do that? We must safely and efficiently open our businesses so people can get back to work to support their families. The people in the 3rd District are the hardest working people in the United States of America, and we just need to get them back to work again. We have to be able to get our kids back to school. If you think about the detrimental effects of isolating these children and young adults, it's just terrible. We have increased rates of suicide, drug abuse, spousal abuse, child abuse, and that's all because these children are being sequestered. So we have to get our children back to school in a safe and efficient manner. Start the economy again, get the kids back to school. Let's get back to living as Americans.
I'm going to talk about our mutual time in the Navy in a moment.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, though, there's a lot of talk about whether or not there's going to be presidential debates. What are your thoughts about debating Ron Kind?
I'd love to debate him.
Okay.
Absolutely. I'd love to be on the same stage with the congressman and bring up my vision of the world, and he can bring up his vision of the world. I think we saw a very stark difference between the two with the DNC versus the RNC.
We saw that, yeah.
They really had a dark picture. Well, Ron Kind works for Nancy Pelosi. He just does. He fully supports Joe Biden. That means that platform that the people saw and that tone that they had of just the negativity is what Ron Kind is representing. It doesn't matter what he says back here. That's the truth. And you've seen with the RNC just a real positive message about how great America was and how great America can continue to be as long as we apply some real leadership. We've had people in leadership positions for decades who just aren't leaders. Well, guess what? I have tested and proven leadership over decades, and that's what I'm going to bring to Washington, D.C. We need adults in the House, and we need people that are going to stand up and do what's right for the people of the 3rd District, regardless of the political cost that it may have.
How are you going to do that differently than Kind? I mean, what are you going to do differently? He's going to say the same thing you said.
Right.
I'm representing the people, blah, 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 and he's been doing it for 1,000 years.
Well, here's something I'm going to do different. I'm going to show up for work. He seems to have a problem not going to work.
Ooh.
Here's another thing that I'm never going to do. I'm never going to be deceitful to the constituents.
Wow.
Ron Kind had a conference call with all 18 sheriff departments in our district, and he told them he would never sign a bill that removed qualified immunity from police officers because he was a prosecutor in La Crosse.
Okay.
He failed to mention that 8 days before that conference call, he actually co-sponsored a bill that removed all qualified immunity from all police officers at a federal level.
Wow. Okay.
I'm not going to be doing that. So what am I going to do different?
I see.
I have an exceptionally strong work ethic.
Good.
And I'm going to tell the truth about everything he has done and not done, and I'm always going to tell the truth to our constituents and represent them as someone should by leading.
Can't get any clearer than that.
That's very clear.
Yeah.
What I should say thank you for your service, because
welcome.
you are a
Navy. We're both Navy.
Navy SEAL. Were you a SEAL? A Navy SEAL? You were on a submarine?
No, I was never on anything that rocked. Okay, I was a medical guy. Okay,
Right,
so yes.
which is great. So was I.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was a corpsman, and then I became a Navy SEAL.
No kidding.
No kidding.
Now, Derrick, we got about
corpsman too.
40 seconds left. Anything else you would like your constituents to know about you before we have to?
Yeah, I'd like them to know that I do have proven and tested leadership, and that I mean what I say. I'm a father and a grandfather. I was a SEAL for over 21 years. I have 5 combat tours. I've lived around the world as a small business owner. I'm a hobby farmer now. And having lived on 5 of the 7 continents and been to more countries than I can even remember, I want every single person in this district, in this state, in this country to know that America truly is an exceptional country. And that now, of all times, we need to make sure that we stand up and defend our country, make sure that our police officers have what they need for training, and we need to look at each other through the lens of the American flag, and that's it. And a lot of these problems will resolve.
And you want their vote.
Oh, and of course, and I'd love to have your vote
There
also.
you go.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming in and
is
joining us.
great.
It's been
Thank
great
you.
to have
You're
you.
sure welcome. Thanks for having
good
me.
to see
Thanks.
you.
Yeah, you
Maybe
have a
we'll have
wonderful
you
day.
back again.
Yeah.
I think you will.
I think we,
Yeah.
yep.
Well, debate.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, the catering for cast and crew has been provided by Marco's Italian and American Grill in Warrens. Great food with a fun, relaxing atmosphere at Marco's. Up next, Healthcheck 360.
My name is Katie Shute, and I have lived in the Tomah area all my life. I had knee replacement and needed to be in a wheelchair for a while. So when I needed my wheelchair ramp, I thought of Easier Living Consultants right away. The whole thing was done within a couple of days. I would definitely recommend Easier Living Consultants for any project you have. It met up to my expectations and even exceeded them.
At Moulters Fresh Market, we're in this together. We're working hard to keep our shelves stocked and our prices low. Moulters is buying truckloads of things you need every day, like pallets of bottled water, a truckload of toilet paper, even pallets of charcoal for your summertime barbecues. It's time to head to Moulters Fresh Market, stocking up so you can save.
The Oakdale Credit Union has spent decades serving Oakdale, Mauston, and Reedsburg. From comprehensive financial services to reliable mortgage loans, we strive to provide unparalleled care.
I like the warm and friendly atmosphere each and every time I come in. The staff is very knowledgeable and truly cares about its members.
Come and learn more about the Oakdale Credit Union, where we treat you like a member of the family.
Do you have one of those things that makes spray painting easy?
You're talking about one of these, the easy way to do it. Hi, can I help you?
Hi, do you have one of those shower extenders?
Sure do, right here. Hey there.
Hi, do you have a saw that saws everything?
Sure do, right here.
You got a lot more going for you with Hank, Hardware Hank.
Relax at Marco's Italian and American Grill in Warrens, Wisconsin.
I'm Major John Judy Hudock, United States Marine Corps. This is Lynxx 24 connecting you to the community.
Well, it's been 5 months since the officials from the Tomah Health were with us to announce a number of cancellations and plans in light of COVID-19. Tomah Health Chief Nursing Officer Tracy Myrie and MSN RN at the hospital and Marketing and Public Relations Director Eric Price are here back with us to give an update how things have changed at the healthcare facility since this spring. Welcome back.
Yeah, good to see you. So you were here in March when this whole thing started to unravel, okay? And I think I went to one of the, was it the mental classes? It was something about Alzheimer's, early mental, something about, and then that was canceled. So update us. What's happened now 6 months later? Where are we at with programs?
Well, we've had a lot change since March. We are back open. Most of our services are open again. We have a 3-phase recovery plan, and we are in phase 2 of that.
Recovery from the
recovery from where we had to kind of close everything down when COVID went.
Okay.
When we first
so kind of like a phase 2 reopening?
Yes, yep. And so we have opened back up almost all of our services. We are doing full surgeries again, all of our elective surgeries.
Great.
Really the only thing that we still have limited is we do have some limitations on our outpatient services, so rehab services. We've made some changes to our visitor policy, so we now allow visitors in our urgent care and our emergency department. We allow a visitor into our inpatient acute care, we call it. We also allow visitors 18 or over that can come and if a mom is coming in to deliver a baby, so they can have a person with them through their entire stay. And if somebody is coming in for an obstetrical ultrasound, so if a mom is coming in to have an ultrasound, we're allowing somebody to come with a visitor 18 or over to do that. We still are limiting visitors in our outpatient areas such as physical therapy, so we aren't allowing visitors there, and that really is to just limit the exposure in the hospital. And also we still are very cognizant of the amount of personal protective equipment that we're using.
So talking about personal protective, what is the mask policy, or do you want to update our viewers on?
Yes, well the short answer is yes, we do wear masks.
Yes, we do wear masks.
And I have my mask here with me. It's a staple for us, for every staff member. But if you're going to be a visitor or a patient to the hospital, to the Warrens Clinic, or to our palliative care or hospice facility, you will have to wear a mask when you enter. We do have masks available for those that may not have a mask with them. And we also have greeters at all the facilities too. So if you have questions, kind of wondering about what is happening, get a personal touch with that. And we also have lots of signage to keep everybody informed about all the different policies that are in place. But yes, you do have to wear a mask if you're coming to the facility.
When you go in, you get tested and ask a couple questions and that to see how you are. They get a little thing saying that you're passed.
We do that, yes.
Is that called a screening?
Yes.
Is that what I'm hearing? Because I had an eye doctor appointment recently, and it's screened.
Screenings.
I know that I'm very of a really good temperature lately.
Viewers are going to be really happy to hear what you're saying here, because I'm sure a lot of them have been disappointed because of all of the problems. And after a while, you go someplace and you figure, oh, don't even bother with the hospital. Everything is shut down. Nice to hear that this stuff is. Now, what's phase 3?
Phase 3 really would be when we would be open fully back up, and that right now I think everyone is kind of in a phase 2 will be going on for a while until we get to a place where we kind of have a vaccine.
Are you seeing any trends up or down in terms of testing? We hear these numbers.
I was just going to ask her, COVID
Ask
testing.
the question. Go
Are
for
you
it.
doing COVID testing?
We are testing, but we are only testing at the hospital in our urgent care and our emergency department patients who have symptoms. So we are not currently testing asymptomatic or people who don't have symptoms. We do, if people are wanting that type of testing, if they check with the public health department, there are many times where they have some drive-through testing that they may set up, and that is offered to other places. Currently, we're not able to offer that at the hospital.
Okay. And the last minute or so classes, Nick, we should.
Yeah,
Are they
well,
canceled
last
still?
time we were here 5 months ago, everything was pretty much shut down. Now, some of the classes have come back, but virtually. So that's really
that's
what
good,
we're offering
actually.
now.
Yeah.
The other thing that we're trying to get out the word, you may have seen a mailing that came to your mailing into your post box about some of the safe conditions and what we're doing at the hospital and our clinic. It's really a way for us to get the word out and let people know. Some of the events, like for the bloodborne pathogen training for the Tomah School District, was done this week virtually. So, you know, we're finding more and more opportunities where we can do things online to keep that safe distance. And I have a hunch that we're going to see more things that are going to be done virtually, but it's kind of the way the world is now. And I think people are accepting that. We're just telling people to stay in touch with our social media or go to our website at tomahhealth.org, and you'll be able to keep up to date on different events and activities.
Great. Thank you so much for joining us in
You're welcome.
studio.
Good to see both of you.
Good to see you,
Well,
too.
up next, we have Oakdale Credit Union President Colleen Woggon with some big news about credit unions and what that means for you. Stay tuned.
At Tomah Health, we're keeping you safe while resuming expanded healthcare services.
I'm Shelley Egsted, Quality Services Director at Tomah Health. Quality has always been a priority, and it's been part of our mission.
Our staff is taking extra precautions, like offering video visit, virus screening, social distancing, and rigorous disinfecting protocols to provide continuing care.
For more information or to schedule an appointment, visit tomahhealth.org.
Moulter's family-owned store brings you fresh. Feel healthy with a wide selection of organic foods, gluten-free products, certified black Angus beef, and handmade brats. Moulter's has a great selection of meats, so choosing can be tough. Just ask our butcher to help you make the perfect selection. Moulter's brings you fresh-packed deli meals for those on the go. And of course, our fresh market. Download our mobile app and start saving money today. Moulter's brings you fresh.
My name is Katie Shute, and I have lived in the Tomah area all my life. I had knee replacement and needed to be in a wheelchair for a while. So when I needed my wheelchair ramp, I thought of Easier Living Consultants right away. The whole thing was done within a couple of days. I would definitely recommend Easier Living Consultants for any project you have. It met up to my expectations and even exceeded them.
Trolls World Tour is coming to your home.
Ow! Road trip!
Now you can make movie night a world premiere. Boom.
Happy birthday! Come on, just sing! I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want. So who let the dogs out?
I knew it. Who let the dogs out? Too far.
Trolls World Tour premiering at home. Watch now.
I'm Nora Collins. You're watching Lynxx 24, connecting you to the community.
Wisconsin credit unions have helped members and communities with over $2 million through the COVID-19 and related economic crisis. So far, we have Oakdale Credit Union President Colleen Woggon with us, and what that means, that money to you and our community. Welcome, Colleen Woggon.
Hi, Colleen.
Back in studio.
Hello.
So it's great to have you.
Good to see you again.
Thank you.
So Oakdale decided to get involved in this COVID thing.
Well, I'll tell you what, credit unions are notorious for pulling together. So the $2 million, I would like to say that's just Oakdale Credit Union, but it's not. It's all credit unions in the state of Wisconsin.
Oh, okay, excellent.
Have gotten together.
Oh, that's nice.
And we're
Okay.
part of that as well. So some examples, you asked me how that money has been spent.
Yeah.
Really, a big share of it, Children's Miracle Network. Some of the places, it's so broad, I could go on all day about the list, but really what we've done is taken a look at the places that have had to shut down because of COVID-19, that are super reliant on those extra dollars.
Oh, okay.
Fairs,
Wow.
St. Vincent de Paul, charities, those kinds of things.
Yeah.
So really, by pooling our resources and distributing that money, we can do a lot more with it.
Wow, so a whole bunch of credit unions got together. You guys come up with a pool of a couple $1 million, and you start handing it out to people that need it.
Well, each credit union does get to decide where it goes. So ours went locally. So that's what's nice is combined all the dollars that we've all spent in the state of Wisconsin in cash contributions is $2 million. But let's just
Is it
make sure.
appropriate to ask as an example, or?
Well, for us, example, Children's Miracle Network was one that we donated to.
Okay.
I know Tomah area donated to Families First, and you might have seen
we've interviewed Families
some
First.
huge dollars. Yes.
Sure,
so
sure.
they each got to pick a needy.
Like you could also, like a food pantry, you could have given it to.
Yep. Yes.
Or a nonprofit like St. Vinnie de Paul in Mauston or something.
Right, that's what we did. Vinnie de Paul in Mauston that can help the people that need that extra cushion.
Sure.
Yep.
Yeah. So now, do the members of the credit union, do we have a chance to contribute to that, or how do you guys? You just take it out of the pool?
Well, you are contributing because you're an owner. So feel good about that because really you own us. So the money that we contribute is, in a sense, technically yours.
Okay, very good.
So we do look for other ways to raise it, and I'm going to use an example. This week, all credit unions in Wisconsin are doing the Fitness Fundraiser. So it's a foundation that raises money for education. For example, we had a Financial Investment Challenge Bowl back in February, which thankfully got in there just in time before everything went on. And the winners of that were all given $500 scholarships from the foundation. So it's about raising money, not just credit union members' money, but employee money as well.
Wow. What do you got in your hand there? What are you promoting?
So you're talking about how the stress or how COVID you've impacted in the economy.
Right. I know a couple questions that were asked is, what do we do as far as trying to relieve some of the stress? And what we found out since this COVID situation is how to adjust our business, but also to ease our members into it. If you think about it, they're very face-to-face, quite a few of them. So now they're doing a lot of electronic services. But really what we've done is try to alleviate any concern. Think about all the stimulus money that came in. I mean, hopefully, everyone got that. So we had to help them work through that, how to get their account number, how to get their information out on the IRS. So something as small as that, going on to something like maybe looking at a deferral for a loan. Maybe refinancing a loan. Right.
Sure.
Some of those things to make sure that they tried to stay as financially healthy as they could when trying to be conservative.
So that's a stress reliever.
Helping people get through those details, that can be very stressful.
Absolutely.
Those EDIL loans, those were free for a while. People didn't even know you could apply for them. So that's me knowing something.
Are we going to ask for a heartwarming story?
Okay. Quick, with 30 seconds, a heartwarming story that you've helped support a customer.
Well, I'll tell you what, there's quite a few. So I'm just going to boil it down to the most heartwarming story is members calling us and saying, oh my goodness, I just got my credit card statement and you're just automatically, I didn't even ask for you to skip a payment for me.
Really?
Yeah, that's just one. There's a few many, but it's kind of about not waiting for them to ask because people can be very sensitive, but maybe recognizing to give them a choice that it's there for you. Same thing with a 0% 90-day, no interest, no payment loan. We absolutely would do that for you.
Colleen, thank you so much.
I'm happy I'm a member.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
We are too.
Nick is back in studio, and that means Moments in History is up next.
Moulter's family-owned store brings you fresh. Feel healthy with a wide selection of organic foods, gluten-free products, certified Black Angus beef, and handmade brats. Moulter's has a great selection of meats, so choosing can be tough. Just ask our butcher to help you make the perfect selection. Moulter's brings you fresh-packed deli meals for those on the go. And of course, our fresh market. Download our mobile app and start saving money today. Moulter's brings you fresh.
The Oakdale Credit Union has spent decades serving Oakdale, Mauston, and Reedsburg. From comprehensive financial services to reliable mortgage loans, we strive to provide unparalleled care.
I like the warm and friendly atmosphere each and every time I come in. The staff is very knowledgeable and truly cares about its members.
Come and learn more about the Oakdale Credit Union, where we treat you like a member of the family.
Do you have one of those things that makes spray painting easy?
You're talking about one of these, the easy way to do it. Hi, can I help you?
Hi,
Do you have one of those shower extenders?
Sure do, right here. Hey there.
Hi, do you have a saw that saws everything?
Sure do, right here.
You got a lot more going for you with Hank, Hardware Hank.
At Tomah Health, we're keeping you safe while resuming expanded healthcare services.
I'm Shelley Eggstead, Quality Services Director at Tomah Health. Quality has always been a priority, and it's been part of our mission.
Our staff is taking extra precautions, like offering video visit, virus screening, social distancing, and rigorous disinfecting protocols to provide continuing care.
For more information or to schedule an appointment, visit tomahhealth.org.
You are watching Lynxx 24, connecting you to your community.
Well, now it's time for Moments in History. This is the history of the oil business, which began in Pennsylvania, of all places, back in 1859, right before the start of the Civil War. Now, a fellow named Edward L. Drake, remember that name now? He devised a way to drill what might have been the first oil well in Pennsylvania, and in the country for that matter, and thus led the way to the great oil boom of that region. But let's go back a bit, okay? Up to this point, oil was available around what they call seeps in the ground. That's places where the oil naturally rose to the surface all on its own. And it was accessible, but only in very small quantities. And the need for oil, okay, from the emerging industrial revolution was increasing very quickly. Okay, the only thing up to that point was whale oil. Well, it wasn't long before Drake was employed by the Seneca Oil Company in that area and was motivated to increase production at these oil seeps. Okay, now after a few failed efforts at digging into the ground, you know, and thinking, go where it is and see if we can get it back up here again. But Drake reasoned that no, we got to do something else. And he decided to drive pipes into the ground through the shale and the surface oil, okay, to reach the source of the oil underneath. Now, this is a technique that was used for mining salt, if you will, okay, by solution. In any case, the locals called his attempts to do this Drake's Folly. Okay, but he succeeded on this day, August 27, in 1859. He reached 69 feet down, and he filled the well within 24 hours of oil. Came right up the pot. They bought up the oil and funneled it into whiskey barrels at that time, and before long, a steady supply of 400 gallons of pure oil every day, to the chagrin of those hecklers. Unfortunately, however, he never patented his ideas, so everyone get in on the action, producing even faster rates of collection. Well, within a few years, the oil boom in western Pennsylvania produced thousands of gallons a day. Price of oil dropped so low that put Drake and his own employees out of business. Drake had pioneered oil drilling. He was the only drilled 2 more wells before he left the whole oil business. He lived out most of his life in relative poverty. Always too bad to hear that. Nevertheless, his efforts showed that drilling for the oil was a practical solution to the problem of getting it. Okay? In recognition of Drake's efforts, the Pennsylvania legislature voted to award Drake a pension for 10 years or so that he lived in Pennsylvania until his death in 1880. And there you go, April.
And is that his original, okay, that's the picture of the drill.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, back to that. But here's kind of an extra story. Is about the same time, okay, there was a big thing going on here in Wisconsin where there was all kinds of oil places started, okay, and people thought there was oil. There wasn't.
What was it?
It was a scam, okay? The word got out. We got lots of oil.
Nick,
we didn't.
So much.
We're done.
All right, we want to thank you for joining us, your hometown news, where we're connecting you to the community.